Avadhuta Gita by Dattatreya Avadhut. Chapter 1. Avadhuta Uvacha Ishvaranugrahadev Punsamadvaita Vasana Mahadbhaya Paritrana Dviprana Mupajayate. Avadhuta said, "It is God's grace alone which gives wise men the desire to realize non-dual Brahma. Thus, we are set free from great fear." Here, desire means it is true that mere desire to realize Brahma cannot save men from great fear, but the author has taken it for granted that the aspirant is qualified and competent, and therefore Brahma will be surely realized. Non-dual Brahma. Brahma is one without a second, says the Chandogya Upanishad. In the non-dualistic experience, the knower, knowledge, and the knowable become one. Thus, he who knows Brahma becomes Brahma. Great fear. The whole world is fraught with fear, death, disease, despair, grief, and so on. Where there are two, there is fear, because one limits the other. Only in non-duality is there no fear. When an aspirant attains Brahma, he becomes fearless. Yenedam puritam sarva matmanaivatmanatmani nirakaram katham vande hyabhinnam shivamavyayam. Indeed, everything in this universe is filled with the Atma. And since the Atma is covered by itself, how can I worship that formless, indivisible, immutable supreme beatitude? Worship is possible when there are two, that is, the worshipper and the worshipped. When the unitive knowledge of I am Brahma is realized, then who will worship whom? Panchabhutatmakam Vishwam Marichi Jalasannibham Kasyapyaho Namaskurya Mahameko Niranjanaha. The universe, consisting of 5 elements, space, air, fire, water, and earth, is like water in a mirage. Being that one stainless Atma, to whom shall I bow down? Atmaiva kevalam sarvam bheda bhedo na vidyate asti nasti katham bruyam vismaya pratibhati me. Truly, the Atma alone is all, and in it there is neither division nor non-division. It appears to me perplexing to say the Atma exists or the Atma does not exist. Neither division nor non-division. The Atma is inexpressible. Everything in this world has been either conceptualized by the mind or expressed by speech except the Atma. No conception of division or non-division is possible with regard to the Atma, since no second object apart from it exists. For example, if a person had lived in the solar region from the beginning of his life, he would have no conception of darkness or of light. Vedanta sara sarvasvam jnanam vijnanamevacha ahamatma nirakaras sarvavyapi swabhavatah. The quintessence of the whole Vedanta is the knowledge and the realization of the Atma. By nature, I am the formless, all-pervading Atma. Yo vai sarvatmako devo nishkalo gaganopamah swabhava nirmala shuddha sa evaham na samshayah. Undoubtedly, I am the Atma, which is omnipresent, luminous, undivided like space, intrinsically pure and unclouded by Maya. Luminous. This term is derived from the Sanskrit word deva. It also means God. The Atma is self luminous, as is a pearl with its luster. अहमेवाव्ययोऽनन्तः शुद्धविज्ञानविग्रहः सुखं दुःखं न जानामि कथं कस्यापि वर्तते. Truly, I am imperishable, infinite, and the embodiment of pure consciousness. I do not know how happiness and misery are experienced or who it is that experiences them. न मानसं कर्म शुभाशुभं मे न कायिकं कर्म शुभाशुभं मे न वाचिकं कर्म शुभाशुभं मे ज्ञानामृतं शुद्धमतीन्द्रियोऽहम्. For me, there is no mental action, good or bad. For me, there is no physical action, good or bad. For me, there is no verbal action, good or bad. I am undying consciousness, pure and transcendental. Action. The Atma is actionless. To perform any action, three things are necessary: the doer, the instrument, and the object. These divisions are possible in the domain of Maya and not in the Atma. According to Vedanta philosophy, avidya, kama, karma, ignorance, desire, and action are rotating in a cyclic order. If there is no ignorance, then there is no desire, and without desire, no action is possible. Mano vai gaganakaram, mano vai sarvato mukham, manotitam manas sarvam, na manah paramarthatah. Truly, the mind is like space. It seems to face in all directions. It seems to transcend everything. It seems to be everything. But in reality, the mind does not exist. Mind, according to the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, desire, resolve, doubt, faith, want of faith, steadiness, unsteadiness, shame, intelligence, and fear, all these are but the mind. Ahamekamidam sarvam vyomatītam nirantaram pashyami kathamatmanam pratyaksham vatirohitam. I am one and in everything. I am unbounded and beyond space. How can I see my own self appearing or disappearing? त्वमेवमेकं हि कथं न बुध्यसे समं हि सर्वेषु विमृष्टमव्ययं सदोदितोऽसि त्वमखण्डितः प्रभो दिवाचनक्तं च कथं हि मन्यसे. Why do you not understand? You are truly that absolute one. You are that eternal Atma, reflecting all equally. You are the unrefuted Lord and ever shining. Then how can you think of day or night, light or darkness? You, I am Brahma, thou art that. These Vedic dictums indicate the same meaning, though the wording is different. In the previous verse, Dattatreya described his identity with the Atma, and here he is trying to convince his disciple that he, the disciple, also is the Atma, day or night. Atmanam satatam vidhi sarvatraekam nirantaram aham dhyata param dhyeyam khandam khandyate katham. Be aware of the Atma always. It is the continuous and everywhere the same. You say, I am he who meditates, and the Supreme One is the object of meditation. Why do you thus divide the indivisible? In Samadhi, the meditator, meditation, and the object of meditation, all these three become one. This is the culmination of Vedantic realization. न जातो न मृतोऽसि त्वं न ते देह कदाचन सर्वं ब्रह्मेति विख्यातं ब्रवीति बहुधा श्रुतिः. You were never born and you will never die. You have never had a body. The Upanishads declare in many different says this avowed truth. All is Brahma. Upanishads, there are two types of scriptures. First, the Shruti, which were revealed to the seers of truth and which have been handed over from guru to disciple. Second, the Smriti, that is, the man made scriptural laws. The Upanishads belong to the first category. As they are usually found at the end of each of the Vedas, they are called Vedanta. स बाह्याम्यन्तरोऽसि त्वं शिवः सर्वत्र सर्वदा इतस्ततः कथं भ्रान्तः प्रधावसि पिशाचवत्. If you are always present within as well as without, you are that supreme beatitude always and everywhere. Why then do you run hither and thither like a confused ghost? संयोगश्च वियोगश्च वर्तते न च तेन मे न त्वं नाहं जगन्नेदं सर्वमात्मैव केवलम्. For you and me, there can be neither union nor separation. In reality, neither you nor I nor this world exists. The Atma alone abides. शब्दादिपञ्चकस्यास्य नैवासि त्वं न ते पुनः त्वमेव परमं तत्त्वम् अतः किं परितप्यसे. You do not belong to the five objects of senses, such as sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, nor do they again belong to you. Indeed, you are that supreme reality. What reason then have you to grieve? जन्ममृत्युर्न ते चित्तं बन्धमोक्षौ शुभाशुभौ कथं रोदिषि रेवत्स नामरूपं न ते न मे. You have no birth, no death, no memory, no bondage or liberation, nor have you good or evil. Why do you weep, O my dear? Name and form belong neither to you nor to me. No birth or death, good or evil. Birth and death are connected with the body. Bondage and liberation, good and evil, are connected with the mind. But the Atma, the real nature of man, is beyond the body and the mind. Name and form. According to Vedanta philosophy, Brahma is one without a second, but it appears to be a manifold by the interposition of name and form, which is called Maya. As the wave has a form and a name, wave, but it is not different from the sea, so the objects of the universe have various forms and names, but they are not different from Brahma. In Samadhi, where name and form disappear, man experiences the oneness of Brahma. अहो चित्तकथं भ्रान्तः प्रधावसि पिशाचवत् अभिन्नं पश्चात्मानं रागत्यागात् सुखी भव. O mind, why are you wandering about like a restless ghost? Realize that undifferentiated Atma. Give up all craving and be happy. त्वमेव तत्त्वं हि विकारवर्जितं निष्कमपमेकं हि विमोक्षविग्रहं न ते च रागो ह्यथवा विरागः कथं हि सन्त्यप्यकृतात्मानः. lipyasi kama kamatah. Truly, you are that unchanging reality, which is motionless, one, and freedom itself. You do not experience passion or dispassion. Why then do you torment yourself by desiring objects of lust? Freedom itself. According to Vedanta, the knower of Brahma becomes Brahma, and that is real freedom or liberation. वदन्ति श्रुतयः सर्वाः निर्गुणं शुद्धमव्ययम् अशरीरं समं तत्त्वं तन्मां विद्धि न संशयः. All the Upanishads declare that Brahma, the supreme reality, is without attributes, pure, immutable, bodiless, and pervading everything equally. Know that I am that Brahma. Do not doubt this. Sakaramanarutam vidhi nirakaram nirantaram etattatvopadeshena na punarbhava sambhavah. Know this, that which has form is unreal, because it is limited by its form. That which is formless is eternal. He who exemplifies this truth in his life will no longer be subject to rebirth. Rebirth? Man wants immortality. If he wants to stop death, he will have to stop birth, because birth and death are the obverse and reverse of the same coin. Vedanta suggests that man can transcend birth and death by realizing the immortal Atma. The Kathopanishad says, he who has understanding, who has control over his mind, and is ever pure, reaches that goal from which he is not born again. एकमेव समं तत्त्वं वदन्ति हि विपश्चितः रागत्यागात् पुनश्चित्तम् एकानेकं न विद्यते. The sages say that the reality is one and unchanging. When craving is renounced, unity and diversity cease to exist in the mind. Craving. According to Vedanta, the whole world is nothing but a projection of the mind. Cessation of desire and delusion of the mind and elimination occur simultaneously. Craving. According to Vedanta, the whole world is nothing but a projection of the mind. Cessation of desire, dissolution of the mind, and elimination occur simultaneously. अनात्मरूपं च कथं समाधि रात्मरूपं च कथं समाधिः अस्तिति नास्तिति कथं समाधिर्मोक्षस्वरूपं यदि सर्वमेकम्. How can a man attain samadhi as long as he thinks of himself as something other than the Atma? But on the other hand, samadhi is not possible for a man who thinks for himself as the Atma. How can samadhi be attained as long as a man thinks that the Atma exists and yet does not exist? And what need is there to attain samadhi if all are one and by nature free? Samadhi. This superconscious state is of two kinds, Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa. In Nirvikalpa Samadhi, knower, knowledge, and knowable become unified. But this does not occur in Savikalpa Samadhi. Here, the Tattreya means to say that, being the Atma, it is illogical to think that one would have to practice Samadhi. विशुद्धोऽसि समं तत्त्वं विदेहसत्त्वमजो व्ययः जानामीह न जानामित् यात्मानं मन्यसे कथम्. You are the ever pure and unchanging reality. You are bodiless, birthless, and imperishable. I know the Atma, or I do not know. Why do you think in such terms? तत्त्वं स्यादिवाक्येन स्वात्मा हि प्रतिपादितः नेति नेति श्रुतिर्ब्रूया दनृतं पाञ्च भौतिकम्. The Atma, the true nature of being, has been established by the great Vedic dictums, such as Thou art that, and I am Brahma. The body, consisting of 5 elements, is unreal. This has been declared by the Upanishads, saying, not this, not this. Vedic dictums, they are 4 in number. First, consciousness manifest in an individual is Brahma, as stated in the Aitreya Upanishad of the Rig Veda. Second, I am Brahma, as stated in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad of the Yajurveda. Third, thou art that, as stated in the Chandogya Upanishad of the Samaveda. And fourth, this Atma is Brahma, as stated in the Mandukya Upanishad of the Atharva Veda. Not this, not this. It is a process of elimination or negation, since the Atma cannot be described in a positive way. This self is that which has been described as not this, not this. It is imperceptible, for it is never perceived; undecaying, for it never decays; unattached, for it is never attached; unfettered, it never feels pain and never suffers injury. 5 elements. आत्मन्येवात्मना सर्वं त्वया पूर्णं निरन्तरं ध्याता ध्यानं न ते चित्तं निर्लज्जं ध्यायते कथम्. Truly, everything in this universe is filled through and through by your Atma alone. Thus, there is no meditator or no meditation in your mind. How is it that you are meditating without any essence of shame? Shame? Here, there is a chance of misunderstanding this utterance of Dattatreya. People may think meditation is useless, which is not true. The purpose of meditation is illumination, but Dattatreya was a knower of Brahma and he instructed from his level of realization. His idea is a human being by nature is free, and one's meditation presupposes a shameless forgetfulness of one's true divine nature. शिवं न जानामि कथं वदामि शिवं न जानामि कथं भजामि अहं शिवश्चेत् परमार्थतत्त्वं समस्वरूपं गगनोपमं च. How can I speak of or worship that supreme beatitude which I do not know as an object of knowledge? For I myself am that supreme beatitude, the ultimate reality which is full by nature and all pervading like space. Naham tattvam samam tattvam kalpana hetuvarjitam grahya grahak nirmuktam swasangvedyam katham bhavet. I am not the cosmic principles. I am that self-same reality which is devoid of interference and reason and free from subject and object. How can I know myself? Cosmic principles. According to Sankhya cosmology, there are 24 cosmic principles. First, Prakriti, primordial nature. Second, Mahat, cosmic intelligence. Third, Ahamkara, the ego sense. Fourth, Manas, the mind. Fifth to ninth, 5 organs of perception, that is hearing, touch, sight, taste and smell. 10th to 14th, 5 organs of action, which are tongue, hands, feet, and the organs of evacuation and generation. 15th to 19th, 5 tanmatras, sound potential, touch potential, sight potential, taste potential, and smell potential. 20 to 24th, 5 gross elements, which are space, air, fire, water, and earth. Know myself. A knower of Brahma destroys the idea of duality, which originates from ignorance. At that time, who will see whom? Who will know whom? According to Max Planck, science cannot resolve the ultimate mystery of nature. And that is because, in the last analysis, we ourselves are part of nature and therefore part of the mystery we are trying to solve. And that is because, in the last analysis, we ourselves are part of nature and therefore part of mystery we are trying to solve. The most penetrating eye cannot see itself any more than a working instrument can work itself. अनन्तरूपं न हि वस्तु किञ्चित् तत्त्वस्वरूपं न हि वस्तु किञ्चित् आत्मैकरूपं परमार्थतत्त्वं न हिंसको वापि चाप्यहिंसा. An object cannot be infinite by nature. Matter cannot be reality itself. Truly, the Atma alone is the supreme reality, neither injurious nor non-violent. The Kathopanishad says, if the killer thinks he kills, and if the killed man thinks he is killed, neither of these apprehends aright. The self kills not, nor is it killed. विशुद्धोऽसि समं तत्त्वं विदेहं जमव्ययं विभ्रमं कथमात्मार्थे विभ्रान्तोऽहं कथं पुनः. You are that pure, bodiless, unborn, imperishable, unchanging reality. How can there be any confusion relating to the Atma? And again, how can you say, I am confused? घटे भिन्ने घटाकाक्षं सुलीनं भेदवर्जितं शिवेन मनसा शुद्धो न भेदः प्रतिभाति मे. When the jar is broken, the jar space, that is the space contained in the jar, becomes completely unified with the undifferentiated space. So also, when the mind becomes purified, it is united with the supreme beatitude. Thus, no diversity is perceived by me. न घटो न घटाकाशो न जीवो जीवविग्रहः केवलं ब्रह्म संविद्धि वेद्यवेदकवर्जितम्. Distinctions such as jar and jar space, individual body and individual soul do not exist in Brahma. Realize that absolute Brahma, which neither is knowable nor can be made known. सर्वत्र सर्वदा सर्वम् आत्मानं सततं ध्रुवं सर्वं शून्यमशून्यं च तन्मां विद्धि न संशयः. The Atma exists always, everywhere, and in everything. It is eternal and unchanging. Everything in this world is void, and again it is filled with the Atma. Realize that I am that Atma. Do not doubt this. वेदान लोकान सुरान यज्ञ वर्णाश्रमो नैव कुलं न जातिः न धूममार्गो न च दीप्तमार्गो ब्रह्मैकरूपं परमार्थतत्त्वम्. In Brahma, there are neither the Vedas, nor the worlds, nor the gods, nor sacrifices. There are neither stages of life, nor castes, nor race, nor lineage. There is neither the path of smoke, nor the path of light. Only the self-some Brahma, the supreme reality, exists. Stages of life: Brahmacharya, life of a student; Grihastha, life of a householder; Vanaprastha, life of a recluse; and Sannyasa, life of a monk. Castes: Brahmin, priest; Kshatriya, warrior; Vaishya, businessman; and Shudra, laborer. Path of smoke: smoke, night, the dark half of the moon, and the 6 months of the southward passage of the sun. Taking this path, the soul reaches the lunar path and thence returns to this world to be born again. Path of light: fire, light, daytime, the bright half of the moon, the 6 months of the northward passage of the sun. Taking this path, the soul reaches the abode of Brahma and gradually attains liberation. He then does not return to this world for rebirth. व्याप्य व्यापकनिर्मुक्तः त्वमेकः सफलं यदि प्रत्यक्षं चापरोक्षं च ह्यातमानं मन्यसे कथम्. If you have realized that Absolute One, which is free from the pervader and the pervaded, how can you think of the Atman as perceptible or imperceptible? Advaitam केचिदिच्छन्ति द्वैतमिच्छन्ति चापरे समं तत्त्वं न विन्दन्ति द्वैताद्वैतविवर्जितम्. Some prefer to be non-dualists while others prefer to be dualists. But none of them truly knows the self-same Brahman, which is devoid of duality and non-duality. श्वेतादिवर्णरहितं शब्दादिगुणवर्जितं कथयन्ति कथं तत्त्वं मनोवाचामगोचरम्. Brahma is free from colors such as white, blue, and yellow. It is devoid of qualities such as sound, touch, and smell. How do people describe Brahma, which is beyond mind and speech? Beyond mind and speech. Although Brahma is beyond mind and speech, it is revealed to the pure mind. The Katha Upanishad says, the Atma, hidden in all beings, does not shine forth, but it is seen by subtle seers through their one-pointed and subtle intellects. Yada nrittamidam sarvam dehadi-gaganopamam tada hi brahma samveti nate dvaita parampara. When everything in this world, including the body, becomes unreal, the void-like space, then truly one knows Brahma. Then there is no longer any parade of dualities for him. Parena sahajatmapi hyabhinnah pratibhati me vyomakaram tathaivaikum dhyata dhyanam katham bhavet. It appears to me that my innate self and the Supreme Self are truly identical and exactly like one continuous space. How can there be a meditator and meditation? Yat karomi yadashnami yujjuhomi dadami yat etat sarvam na me kinchid dvishuddho hamajo vyayah. Whatever I do, whatever I eat, whatever I offer in sacrifice, and whatever I give away, none of these belong to me. I am ever pure, unborn, and immutable. Sarvam jagadvidhi nirakritidam, sarvam jagadvidhi vikarahinam, sarvam jagadvidhi vishuddha deham, sarvam jagadvidhi shivaika rupam. Know all this universe to be formless. Know all this universe to be devoid of transformation. Know all this universe to be pure existence itself. Know all this universe to be of the nature of the supreme beatitude. Tattvam tvam nahi sandeha kim janamyathava punah asamvedyam swasamvedyam atmanam manyase katham. Undoubtedly, you are the supreme reality. Why then do you think thus? Do I know the Atman or do I not? Or is it a matter of experience or is it incomprehensible? Maya maya katham tat chaya chaya na vidyate tattvamekamidam sarvam vyomakaram niranjanam. Oh my dear, as darkness and light cannot remain together, so how can ignorance and knowledge be in Brahman? All this is that one, spotless, formless reality. Adimadhyantu muktoham na buddhoham kadachana स्वभावनिर्मलः शुद्धः इति मे निश्चिता मतिः. I am without beginning, middle, and end. I am never bound. By nature, I am pure and perfect. This is my firm conviction. महदादिजगत्सर्वं न किञ्चित् प्रतिभाति मे ब्रह्मैव केवलं सर्वं कथं वर्णाश्रमस्थितिः. Nothing is perceived by me, from the cosmic intelligence down to the manifested universe. Truly, all this is Brahma. How can there be any continuance of caste and stages of life? Janami sarvatha sarva mahameko nirantaram niralambam shunyam cha shunyam vyomadipanchakam. I know in every way that I am the sole reality, all pervasive, independent, and ever existent. The five elements space, air, fire, water, and earth are all unreal. न षण्ढो न पुमान्न स्त्री न बोधो नैव कल्पना सानन्दो वा निरानन्दम् आत्मानं मन्यसे कथम्. The Atma is neither male nor female, nor neuter. It is not a matter of perception or inference. Why then do you ponder over whether the Atma is blissful or devoid of bliss? Neither male nor female. The Atma, the pure consciousness, is the real nature of all human beings. It is sexless. The conception of sex pertains to the body, but the Atma is not the body. The Svetasvatara Upanishad says, Thou art woman, thou art man, thou art youth and maiden too. Thou as an old man totterest along on a staff, it is thou alone who, when born, assumest diverse forms. The Atma is blissful. According to the Vedanta philosophy, bliss is the essence of existence. Brahma is bliss and is the source of things. For who indeed could live who breathes if there were not this bliss in space, that is, in the heart? This is from Taittiriya Upanishad. षडङ्गयोगान्न तु नैव शुद्धं मनोविनाशान्न तु नैव शुद्धं गुरूपदेशान्न तु नैव शुद्धं स्वयं च तत्त्वं द्वयमेव शुद्धम्. The Atma cannot be purified through the practice of 6 limbs of yoga, or through the annihilation of the mind, or through the instruction of a teacher. The Atma is reality itself, and it is purity itself. 6 limbs of yoga. The 6 practices of Hatha Yoga, such as cleaning the stomach, fixing the gaze on a particular object, or an exercise consisting of alternate suppression and emission of breath. Instruction of a teacher. The Atma is very pure and self-luminous, but it is covered by ignorance. The instruction of the teacher helps to remove ignorance from the mind of the disciple, and thus he realizes his own self. Nahi panchatmako deho videho vartate nahi atmaiva kevalam sarvam turiyam cha trayam katham. The Atma neither has a body of 5 elements, nor is it without a body. Truly, everything is the Atma. How can the 3 states and the 4th be ascribed to Atma? The 3 states. The Vedanta scriptures have elaborately discussed the 3 states of the soul. They are the waking state, the dream state, and the dreamless sleep state. These cover the totality of the soul's experiences in the relative world. The 4th. It is called the 4th in relation to the 3 states of consciousness, namely waking, dreaming, and sleeping. It is the absolute or turiya state which is beyond Maya. Na baddho naiva muktoham na chaham brahmana pruthak na karta na cha bhoktaham vyapya vyapaka varjitah. Truly, I am neither bound nor free, nor separated from Brahma. I am neither the doer nor the enjoyer, neither the pervader nor the pervaded. Yatha jalam jale nyastam salilam bhedavarjitam prakritim purusham tadvad bhinnam pratibhati me. As water mixed with water remains the same, undifferentiated water, so Prakriti, that is matter, and Purusha, the spirit, both appear identical to me. Yadi namana muktosi na buddhosi kadachana sakaram cha nirakaram atmanam manyase katham. If you are not free indeed, then neither are you ever bound. How then can you think of yourself as with form when bound, or as formless when liberated? Janami te param rupam pratyaksham gaganopamam yatha param hi rupam yan marichi jalasannibham. I know your supreme form, which is ever present and all pervading like space. Similarly, I know your inferior form, which is indeed like water in a mirage. Na gururnopadeshascha na chopadhirna me kriya videham gaganam vidhi vishuddhoham swabhavatah. I have neither guru nor instruction, neither attributes nor action. Know for certain I am incorporeal, like space and absolutely pure by nature. Vishuddhosya sharirosi nate chittam parat param aham chatma param tattvam ativaktum na lajjase. If you are absolutely pure, you are without any body and mind and beyond Maya. Do not be ashamed to say, I am the Atma, the Supreme Reality. Katham rodishire chitta hyatmaivatmatmana bhava pibavat savalatitam advaitam paramamrutam. O mind, why do you weep? You are truly the Atma. Be one with it. Drink, O my dear, the supreme nectar of the boundless ocean of non-dual Brahma. Naiva bodho na cha bodho na bodha bodha evacha yasyai drushya sadha bodha sabodho nanyatha bhavet. In the Atma, there is neither knowledge nor ignorance, nor the combination of the two. He who always has this knowledge becomes knowledge itself and nothing else. Combination of the two. According to the ritualistic school, knowledge and ignorance can coexist as we see both light and darkness in a firefly. In this view, a person can perform ritualistic action even after illumination. The school of Advaita Vedanta, however, does not agree with this. It says that knowledge and ignorance, like day and night, cannot coexist. This knowledge, that is, the knowledge of the self. The Mandukya Upanishad says the knower of the Brahma becomes Brahma. स्वभावसंवित्तरहं च तत्त्वम् आकाशकल्पं न सहजं ध्रुवं च स्वभावसंवित्तरहं च तत्त्वम् आकाशकल्पं सहजं ध्रुवं च. Self-knowledge does not depend upon reasoning or the practice of meditation or the instruction of a guru or anything in space and time. I am by nature that absolute knowledge, the reality, which is innate, eternal, and boundless as space. Na jato hamruto vapi, na me karma shubha shubham, vishuddham nirgunam brahma, bandho mukti katam mama. I was never born, and I will never die. Neither do I perform any action, good or bad. I am that pure, attributeless Brahma. How can I there be bondage or liberation for me? Yadi sarvagato deva sthirah purno nirantarah antaram hi na pashyami savahyabhyantarah katham. When Brahma is omnipresent, luminous, motionless, full and continuous, I do not see any diversity. How can it be inside or outside? स्फुर्त्यैव जगत्कृत्स्नं खण्डित निरन्तरम् अहो मया महामोहो द्वैताद्वैतविकल्पना. The whole universe appears to me as an indivisible, uninterrupted entity. Ah, what a terrible delusion of Maya has created the distinction between duality and non-duality. साकारं च निराकारं नेति नेतीति सर्वदा भेदाभेदविनिर्मुक्तो वर्तते केवलः शिवः. The object, either with form or without form, is always neglected by saying, not this, not this. Only the supreme beatitude, which is free from difference and sameness, exists. न ते च माता च पिता च बन्धुः न ते च पत्नी न सतुश्च मित्रं न पक्षपातो न विपक्षपातः कथं हि सन्तिप्तिरियं हि चिते. You have neither mother nor father, nor relative, nor wife, nor child, nor friend. Neither have you any partiality or impartiality. Why then is there so much suffering in your mind? दिवानक्तं न ते चित्तम् उदयास्तमयो नहि विदेहस्य शरीरतत्त्वं कल्पयन्ति कथं बुधाः. O mind, there is no day or night for you, nor rise nor fall. How can the wise imagine a bodiless being to have a body? नाविभक्तं विभक्तं च न हि दुःखसुखादि च न हि सर्वं सर्वं च विद्धि चात्मानमव्ययम्. Realize the immutable Atma, which is neither the whole nor the part, neither undivided nor divided. It is beyond happiness and misery. नाहं कर्ता न भोक्ता च न मे कर्म पुराधुना न मे देहो विदेहो वा निर्ममेति ममेति किम्. I am neither the doer nor the enjoyer. There is no past, no present action in me. Since I have no idea of body or of bodiliness, how can I say that it is mine or not mine? न मे रागादिको दोषो दुःखं देहादिकं न मे आत्मानं विद्धि मामेकं विशालं गगनोपमम्. I am free from such weaknesses as passion, anger, and so on. I am free from misery pertaining to the body, the mind, and so on. Know that I am that Atma which is one and vast as space. Sakhe manah kim bahujalpitena sakhe manah sarvamidam vitarkyam yat sarabhutam kathitam mayate tvameva tattvam gaganopamosi. My friend mind, what is the use of so much idle talk? My friend mind, all this is a matter of conjecture. I have told you what is the quintessence. You are indeed the reality, boundless as space. Yena kenapi bhavena yatra kutra mrita api yoginastatra liyante ghatakashamivambare. In whatever way and in whatever place the yogis die, they merge into Brahma as the jar space is united with the limitless jar when the jar is broken. Tirthe chanatya jagehe va nashta smritirapi tyajan samakale tanum muktaha kaivalya vyapako bhavet. A yogi may die in a holy place or in the house of an untouchable, or he may even die in a coma. But no sooner does he give up the body than he becomes one with the absolute Brahma. धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाञ्च द्विपदादिचराचरं मन्यन्ते योगिनः सर्वं मरीचिजलसन्निभम्. The yogis consider everything duty, wealth, objects of enjoyment, liberation, and all movable and immovable things, such as men, trees, and so on, as water in a mirage. अतीतानागतं कर्म वर्तमानं तथैव च न करोमि न भुञ्जामि इति मे निश्चला मतिः. I did not perform actions in the past, nor do I perform actions in the present, nor shall I perform actions in the future. Neither did I, nor do I, nor shall I enjoy their respective fruits. This is my firm conviction. शून्यागारे समरसपूत स्थिष्टन्नेकः सुखं वधूतः चरीति हि नग्नस्य कत्वा गर्वं विदन्ति केवलमात्मनि सर्वम्. The Avadhuta lives happily alone in a secluded place, purified by the uninterrupted bliss of Brahma. Renouncing the ego, the mendicant Avadhuta moves about and finds everything within his own self. त्रितयतुरीयं नहि नहि यत्र विदन्ति केवलमात्मनि तत्र धर्माधर्मौ नहि नहि यत्र बद्धो मुक्तः कथमिह तत्र. Where there is no threefold state, nor even the fourth, transcendental, there one attains the absolute Atma. Where there is neither virtue nor vice, how can there be bondage or liberation? Vidanti vidanti nahi nahi mantram छन्दो लक्षणं नहि नहि तन्त्रं समरसमग्नो भावितपूतः प्रलपितमेतत् परं वधूतः. One cannot attain Brahma through the repetition of mantras or the recitation of the Vedas or the practice of tantric rites. The great Avadhuta, after purifying himself through the meditation and becoming absorbed in the uninterrupted bliss of Brahma, has sung his Gita spontaneously. सर्वशून्यं शून्यं च सत्यासत्यं न विद्यते स्वभावभावतः प्रोक्तं शास्त्रसंवित्तिपूर्वकम्. Everything is void and at the same time full. There is neither truth nor falsehood in Brahma. This is narrated by the Avadhuta from his own experience and also according to his knowledge of the scriptures. Iti Sri Dattatreya Virachitayaam Avadhuta Gitayaam Atma Samviktyopadesho Nama Prathamo Adhyayah. Here ends the first chapter of the Avadhuta Gita of Dattatreya entitled Self-Knowledge. Om Tat Sat Iti.